Hey everyone, welcome to Savage Studios. Today we're doing an interview with a businessman, Barrett Bromley of B&B Locksmith, who is our exclusive locksmith at Everything Residential. But before we get started, let me take these off so you'll take me seriously. So before I introduce Barrett, I wanted to say, hey Barrett, what is one of the craziest stories in being a locksmith? And I can only imagine there's a bunch of them. What's one of the craziest stories you've ever had to do?
All right, one crazy story I could give. I got hundreds of them, but one crazy story I could give is I got called to a house in Gilbert, and by the police, and they actually needed a safe open that they suspected had a dead body inside of it. I was very tense during the whole situation, but I was professional. At one time, the police was actually escorted me out before I had opened it and brought me back in. It took me about 2.5 hours to open that safe, worrying about if there is a dead body on the other side. And I got it open fairly quickly on a safe opening. And when I opened it, there was tons of drugs inside of it. And I just left and collected my money. And that was it. It was very tense.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. Well, I don't know about cool, but kind of crazy. But here at Savage Studios, we do interviews a little bit differently. So I'm basically going to say to you, tell us who or how you got started in this business. And I know you didn't think it was going to be this way in the beginning of those kind of calls.
Yeah, I was about 20 years old, and I worked at a door shop, and we were just machining doors all the time in a really muggy spot, and just very repetitive job. And a job on Craigslist opened up that said we needed an apprentice locksmith, and the pay was low, but I just wanted to learn. I wanted to learn a trade, a better trade than doors at that point. And I had previously rekeyed a couple of locks here and there, so I was dabbling into it little by little. So when I was able to apprentice the job, I took it as a passion, and I went with it and I rolled with it. It was great. I've learned so much in the last 10 years, and I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Well, I can totally respect that. Here at Everything Residential, the CAC and I have started from back when he was in high school teaching young people the trades. We love that. Sometimes you got to start working for less than you're worth, and you work your way up. So I know that you basically do commercial, residential, and auto. What do you specialize in? Like, what is your niche? Where are people going to really be able to use your company and service and set you apart from the rest of the companies?
Well, one thing I love doing is auto. There's so much to learn with automotive. I'm still learning now, and I'll learn 20 years from now. Cars are going into being keyless, and so you need software to program everything. When it comes to residential and commercial, it's semi-repetitive, so a lot of the things are things I've already done before, so I learn quickly. But when it comes to auto, I can struggle with things, but I learn so fast that I can get it done a lot quicker in the future, and I just love automotive.
I love that. Yeah, that's probably your biggest thing, is where people are calling you for key makes and open the door and those kind of things. So I've been there, done that. So I have a question though. A lot of times at Everything Residential, we go into places and we do remodels and do stuff like that. And a lot of times they want a couple doors rekeyed, or they want to rekey the whole thing. A lot of the people are using the quick set smart key option that you can find at Home Depot and Lowe's. What is your professional opinion on what do you think of those? Are they good? They bad? Is there a certain time that they're good? What do you think about that?
Yeah, the Quickset Smart Key, when it first came out, it definitely was interesting and new. So we started taking them apart and learning them, and at that time it was made with plastic. Now they've upped their game a little bit and they made it out of pot metal. But I believe that it can save the homeowner and a realtor a lot of money in the long run, but it can also cause problems because they do fail with weather, as well as when you're trying to rekey it yourself. There is a way to do that yourself, and it's very simple, but it can give you hiccups during the process. So I would give the Smart Key probably a 7 out of 10, just being convenience. I don't sell them. Us at Locksmiths, we want pin tumbler locks and not Smart Key locks. So personally, I don't sell them. I recommend a schlage or a better high security hardware. So that's about it.
Yeah, and I have to, and my experience is that many times we've been out and used that product, and I'd say 60% of the time the actual key does not rekey. We have to take it back and waste a bunch of time. So it's probably less expensive to, I don't know, rekey with what the professional's saying than use this product. So the question I have is, I know you're located out of Mesa, and you probably prefer the East Valley, but do you offer service valley-wide?
Yeah, we are valley-wide. My ETA is always going to be a lot less in the East Valley because that's where our branch is centered. But you know, I've gone as far as Maricopa up to Anthem, all the way back to Gold Canyon, even to Buckeye. That's literally a 100-mile radius. So we can go anywhere. The price is going to be a little higher on a service call, not a lot. So I mean, it's definitely affordable still. We're owner operated here, so we can definitely beat almost any price out there when it comes to service calls and work on the job sites.
So last question I have for you, and this is closing the deal. A lot of companies offer like an estimate, a free estimate, not a free estimate. What is your estimate process?
I always give free estimates. Sometimes I do drive to houses where I give them an estimate and they don't like it and they go with somebody else. Generally, I like to, when it comes to rekeys or simple jobs, I can estimate over the phone. And I still will come if they're not very savvy with what types of locks or how many keyholes they have. I can still come and do a free estimate, no problem. We just want to try our hardest to upgrade their security or even give them a free security walkthrough. That's always big. So we can include that with the free estimate as well.
Well, hey, thank you for your time. And I just want to let everyone know that Everything Residential and The Savage recommends B&B Locksmiths. Give Baird a call. All this information is on the screen, and we'll see you next time.